Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Johnny, and today I'm going to show you guys how I customized my Jordan Royalty 4s. We're basically going to be changing the 24 karat gold pieces into a more subtle rose gold metallic color. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright you guys, so at this point we're going to go ahead and start masking off all the areas that we don't want paint to get on. I started off with this waffle piece because to me it was the easiest. You definitely want to take your time when you're masking off these areas and make sure that all the pieces that you don't want painted are completely covered. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move on and start covering up the entire shoe. Alright you guys, if you need to get into smaller crevices, I definitely recommend using an Exacto knife to make sure the tape gets into these very tight areas here. Alright, so in this section we're going to go ahead and mask off the Jumpman. I basically started off taping off the top part here, and you'll notice I basically did a triangle masking shape, just so that way I can get all the majority of the areas out the way first, so that way I can focus on getting all the smaller intricate areas in the next few moments. Alright, when you're taping off the Jumpman logo, you definitely want to take your time with it and use the Exacto knife. Get into all those small areas, all those tight areas, because the cleaner the masking is, the cleaner the paint job is going to be in the end. Alright you guys, one step that I did forget to get footage of was scuffing up all of the shiny pieces. You definitely want to scuff it up with this Scotch Brite pad, so that way the primer and the paint adhere to the surface a lot better. Because if you don't do this step, the paint will not stick to the surface and will tend to come off when you touch it or when you rub against it. You definitely don't want to do that. All this time and effort that you're putting into prepping up the shoe, you definitely want to remember to do this step. Alright, so don't forget to scuff it up, and once you scuff it up and everything's ready to go, then we can go ahead and wipe it down with some acetone. Alright, just like in this next shot. Alright, when you're using acetone, you definitely want to wear rubber gloves because this stuff is harsh on the skin, and you want to make sure that the window is open so that way you have great ventilation because this odor is pretty strong. Alright, to ensure that the paint sticks to the plastic pieces, we're going to be using this Rustoleum adhesion promoter. We're going to be using 3 light coats before we put on the top coat. The top coat's going to be this rose gold metallic finish by Design Master. Alright, I did a sample piece using the Rustoleum adhesive promoter and the rose gold vintage paint to see how the color and finish came out. Alright, before spraying on the primer or the paint, I always make sure that I dunk the can in some warm water for at least 3 minutes, so that way the paint flows out the can a lot smoother. Alright you guys, you want to make sure you shake the can really well for about 2 minutes to agitate the paint. Do a few test sprays to make sure the flow comes out real smooth, and then what we're going to do starting off is we're going to pull back these waffle pieces and spray the back side of them. Once again, we're going to do light coats, and then we're going to do the outside and the Jumpman. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start to spray the second light coat. I waited about 2 minutes in between, so that way it's still a little bit tacky, but not fully dry. What you want to do when you're spraying is you want to turn the shoe in different angles, so that way you ensure that the paint goes into the small crevices of the waffle pieces and gets all in the corners and everything. Alright, after spraying 3 light coats of the adhesion promoter, I'm going to wait about an hour before I put on this top coat. And once again, before I start spraying this top coat, I'm going to dunk it in some warm water to allow the paint to flow out a lot easier when you're spraying it. So just dunk it in hot water or warm water for just a few minutes, and then you can go ahead and start spraying. Alright, shake the can really well, do a few test sprays, and then we're going to go ahead and lay down 3 light coats of the rose gold metallic paint. Alright, after about a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and spray on the second light coat. Then we're going to go for the third and final coat, once again waiting about a few minutes in between coats. Alright, the clear coat that we're going to be putting on is this Eastwood 2K Aero Spray Clear Coat. It's a high gloss finish, and what we're going to do is shake the can up really well for 2 minutes. Then we're going to pop this red button off, turn the can upside down, and push down to release the hardener on the inside of the spray can. Then we're going to shake it up again for another 2 minutes, and then begin spraying the clear coat onto the rose gold pieces. Alright, you guys will notice I have this plastic wrap around my arm, and I'm also wearing this painting mask. And the reason for that is because this clear coat is very dangerous. So you want to definitely protect the skin and make sure that you're not breathing in any of these fumes. These fumes are very thick, so I strongly recommend covering yourself up with the plastic and using a respirator mask. After letting it dry for a few moments, we're going to go on to the second light coat. Alright, third and final coat goes on. Alright you guys, you just finished watching me customize and paint this Jordan Royalty 4 into a rose gold piece. As you can see, I really like the way it came out. It's definitely a subtle color, but in the sun it pops off with the pink hue very nicely. Alright, not bad for my first time painting in my own shoes. So you guys are more than welcome to try it. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave it in the comments below. And you can also hit me up and follow me on my Instagram, which is going to be located right here on the side. So yeah, all right, you guys, thanks for watching. Peace out, take care.